In an effort to prevent the Great Western Railway from encroaching on its territory, the LSWR vigorously pursued a policy of expansion to enable the network to carry passengers from Devon and Cornwall to London. This journey to the southwest of England began with the authorization of the Exeter and Crediton Railway in 1845 and continued until the LSWR finally reached Padstow in 1899, with the acquisition of several other lines along the way. After the LSWR got to Exeter, several postponed schemes for railways in northwest Devon and Cornwall were revisited, and the company attempted to fulfill its aim by collaborating with various small, independent lines in the southwest, the first of these being the Bodmin and Wadebridge Railway. This line was created in 1831 to carry limey sea sand from Wadebridge up the Camel Valley, where it was in demand as manure. It was officially opened in September 1834 and became the pioneer railway in Cornwall, being the first to use steam power. Despite the fact that the nearest point served by the LSWR, who took over the line in 1846, was 120 miles away, the B&WR was deemed integral to the railway's progression southwestwards. The main line was 7 miles long, with a 6.5-mile long branch up Camel Valley to Wentford Bridge. However, it was not actually until September 1888, when the LSWR opened a branch from Bodmin Road to Bodmin, that the B&WR was connected to the main railway network. The acquisition of the B&WR is an example of the ambitious nature of the LSWR in the second half of the 19th century, as they continued to probe into northwest Cornwall despite already being beset by problems. There were other additions to the LSWR at the beginning of the 20th century. The Linton and Barnstaple Railway was opened in North Devon as an independent narrow-gauge track on the 11th of May 1898, was taken over by the SR at Grouping, and was closed on the 29th of September 1935. Much of the route and many of the station buildings survive to this day and are being actively restored. The Torrington and Marland Railway was a 3-foot gauge railway stretching the 6.5 miles between Claymore and Torrington. The line was constructed under severe financial constraints, but the first train carrying bricks and clay was ready to set off on the 1st of January 1880. This line served its purpose well for almost 40 years and signified another important railway for the LSWR in traversing Devon and Cornwall. Huntington Station is situated on the main line serving London and the West Country and is flanked by a steeply graded bank and a tunnel. Class 5 number 73096, complete with southern green stock, tackles Honiton Bank. number 34027 Tor Valley heads along the Huntington Tunnel section. Exeter Station at Queen Street opened in 1860 to act as a main terminus on the LSWR's main line from London to the west. Initially only operating a single line as part of the Salisbury and Yeovil Railway, it was soon linked to the GWR station at St David's, opening the door to a great deal of through traffic. Here, number 76079 and number 34067 Tangmere climb the 1 in 37 gradient from Exeter St David's to Exeter Central. Here, number 35005 Canadian Pacific climbs away from Sherborne, London bound. We see her again, here at Tisbury. Sitting 12 miles west of Salisbury in the Nadder Valley, Tisbury first hosted a steam railway in 1859, when the London to Exeter line was built through the previously quiet village. Basingstoke was first reached by rails heading west in 1839 as part of the lengthy project to link Exeter and London. The opening of the station coincided with the naming of the LSWR, changing from the London and Southampton Railway on account of its grand future plans. The LSWR faced many challenges in its bid to conquer the Southwest, none more intense than the competition from the Great Western. During the 1960s, however, the company's efforts seemed to be in vain, as the GWR was able to dominate BR Western Region policy. It therefore came as little surprise that much more of the LSWR system was set for closure. Despite this, the LSWR's legacy in the Southwest remains and provides testament to their ideals and achievements.